appreciate it. Thank you. A couple of things here. Kim is running the PowerPoint for us, and the entire meeting is recorded, so we can post it on our website after we're finished up here. Couple of other sorry, I'm gonna get my thing pulled up. Couple of other short things. The chat will be turned off at this time because we do have such a lot of information to fit in a short time, and we want to make sure we get the information out to you and let everybody have time to access the information on our website and then get back to us with questions. So that this time it'll be just information based, but we are really excited to be able to launch shared services. And I will start with letting Sarah, sorry, I can't talk now, letting Sarah share a little bit about what shared services is. And you want to go ahead and.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lizzie. Hi, everyone. It is so good to see you tonight. A lot of familiar faces, or I should say names, not faces, right? Since we don't have cameras on for the group, but as Lizzie mentioned, since we are recording, it is nice to be able to just go ahead and get to the content this evening. So then that way we can post this on the website and share back for information for those who are not with us this evening. So let's get to it. Shared services. That is something that we are absolutely thrilled to be able to launch and roll out in the state of Kansas. There are other states in the country that are already doing this work. And I will give you just a little bit of an overview of what shared services is, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper to what that means here in Kansas. So shared services is a framework or a management structure that allows providers to pay attention to high quality teaching and learning. So it's the pedagogical leadership piece, while simultaneously making sure that business and administrative tasks are performed well with that business leadership. I know myself, I became a child care provider because I loved caring for the kiddos. The business side was not necessarily my strong suit. So shared services is really aimed to support providers through a variety of different business supports. This could look like a number of things. One that it does look like and will look like in Kansas is child care management software. We'll get to that a little bit later. And then we also could potentially have services that look like payroll, benefits management, bookkeeping, billing, fee management, marketing, enrollment management, food services, increased automation, board training development, all sorts of really important tasks that could help support providers as they do their very important jobs. Shared in-person professional development, assistance in early childhood national accreditation, and accessing funding opportunities really supports that other end, that other pillar that shared services represents, which is that quality early child care. So we are thrilled to be able to offer shared services as a network and with an array of options for providers through the funding that is provided by the Kansas Department of Children and Families. And shared services is a piece of a larger system. So the system that is called Child Care Quality Improvement Support System, or CCQIS for us early childhood acronym folks, is really a multi-layered project. Shared services is a very important piece of the puzzle that contributes to the child care quality improvement support system. The other elements of the child care quality improvement support system are links to quality or program administration support. Links to quality is Kansas's quality recognition improvement system. And the links to quality consultants are staffed by Child Care Aware of Kansas. They are statewide and they help providers really hone in on how to increase quality in their program. Learning communities is another very important element to the childcare quality improvement support system work. Learning communities are staffed by regional community consultants that are sprinkled all over the state and employed by Child Care Aware of Kansas and our resource and referral agency partners statewide. So that is a really exciting piece that we are thrilled to be able to have folks in the communities that know providers, know you all, and can get out there and really help activate those resources that can help you. Through this program, providers will have the opportunity to increase quality by participating in Links to Quality, gain knowledge and understanding about how to utilize shared services in their area, and build supportive relationships with peers through learning communities. And that gives us a little bit of context around what shared services is and how we're looking at it here in Kansas.
Right. Thank you so much, Sarah. And I am going to take over kind of the rest of a portion of what shared services is and can be and will be for the Kansas providers and families. I did want to introduce myself, kind of forgot that at the beginning, but that is just kind of how I roll, so I apologize. But my name is Lizzie Susix. I am the Shared Services Program Manager, and I am very excited to be a part of this program for everyone in Kansas, actually. I personally have been in the childhood or early childhood field since 2006, like 17 years, when I worked for the K-State Center for Child Development and worked my way at Fort Riley after graduation. And I've also worked here, and I am the Johnson County Overland Park area as a director, a teacher, and all the thousands of other hats we have to wear as directors and providers. So I definitely can understand and commiserate the challenges that the field has to offer. And I would say definitely working through the pandemic all the way up until last year definitely fueled my desire to try to help the struggling childcare industry. And we can all understand that there is not enough time, there's not enough money, not enough resources, not enough hands, et cetera, nothing to be able to, lay our heads down at night and not think of the thousands of tasks that didn't get accomplished or that still need to get accomplished the following day, because you are focused so much on taking care of the children, which is what matters. So we all know the struggle is real. We all know it's tangible, and we fight the battles separately. And what we want to do with shared services is help fight those battles together. And that is where the different aspects of shared services come into play. So what shared services has to offer are the shared service networks, which consists of the providers themselves. And Sarah will talk a little bit about those more later. And then the shared service network hubs. Also, Sarah will chat about those. And the childcare management software. And that is where I will start kind of talking about the childcare management software. One of the key elements to successfully implementing shared services as a program is by using a childcare management software. Technology plays a critical role in making it possible to effectively manage all parts of your business. It can be very overwhelming. I know that when I got into early childhood, I did not necessarily think that I was going to be a business owner, runner, accountant, everything else. So that was not what I signed up to do, but it was part of it. And, it is important for our success. So that is where the childcare management software allows our providers to be both amazing educators, caregivers, and business leaders. It makes it possible to effectively market, manage wait lists, enroll families, track and report attendance, collect fees, recruit, train, all the really hard stuff that we need those extra hands to do. So there are countless ways that the childcare management software could potentially help make your lives easier and more efficient and improve the success of your business. So because this is such an important aspect of the shared services program, we wanted to ensure that we were making the right choice for for our providers. So as part of that, an advisory group was created. We met and went through an extensive process to determine which software program we should offer. The members of the group consisted of early childhood agencies, stakeholders, and providers. And after presentations and several demonstrations and discussions and surveys and polls, the advisory board decided to offer Kansas providers a choice between two different vendors. So we are very, very excited to be able to offer Brightwheel and Playground to our providers. This evening, we have both of those vendors here to talk individually about their programs. So I am going to pass it over to Katie. I think, is she in the waiting room somewhere, Kim? Yep, there's Katie, pass it on over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lizzie.
Do you need
Excited.
control of the?
Yeah, that would be great. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for having me. My name is Katie, and I oversee, I guess, state partnerships is what we call it on the Brightwheel team. So a little background about me. I've been with Brightwheel for a few years now, and I've worked my entire career in education and early education specifically. So prior to working for childcare management softwares, I worked with home-based childcare providers. And then before that, I was a teacher myself. So I also know what it's like to be with little ones all day long. So I just have a lot of empathy for what you all do. And I'm really excited to be able to share Brightwheel with you tonight. So I think I have about 15 minutes to present. So I definitely won't get into the sort of nitty gritty of the whole platform, but I want to give you a good idea of Brightwheel, and then would love for you all to schedule some more time with us to learn more about the tool. So on the left-hand side here, I always just like to start with a little bit of background or history of where we came from. And the purple headband and the blue shirt on the left-hand side, that's Serena, Dave Basson, our CEO and founder's daughter. And so the history of Brightwheel really starts with her. At the time, Dave was working for Amazon on the Kindle product. And he tells this story all the time where he'd go to pick up his daughter and he'd say, "What'd you do at school today?" And she'd say, "Nothing." And they, went back and forth for months with the nothing exchange. And he finally said, "Oh my gosh, I can't take it anymore." And he left Amazon and he decided to actually, with permission of Serena's childcare provider, asked if he could observe her and build a tool that would support her day-to-day operations. And so that's where Brightwheel started. And the first version of the tool you can see on the right-hand side here. And Dave actually took this version to Shark Tank. So if there are any Shark Tank fans out there, I'd suggest after this call, just YouTube or Google search the Brightwheel Shark Tank episode. It's only about 10 minutes, but it's really great to see where we came from. So, 6 years later, where we are today, being used in, all 50 states by tens of thousands of providers. And I'll spoiler alert a little bit, but you can see Mark Cuban on the bottom corner. So we did receive, an investment there, and that's really what took us to where we are today. Okay, so I'll dive in to the platform a little bit. This is the slide I always like to start with because it gives you a good idea of what Brightwheel is. We really want to be this all-in-one solution for childcare providers. On the right-hand side, you'll see the engagement side. So how do I track, my daily activities, do my messaging, learning, my observations? You can align with the state standards, sharing photos and videos. But then probably the most critical and important part is this management and operations. How do we save you time and make sure you're streamlining all those back-end business support? So we'll talk a little bit today about, student management, invoicing and bill pay, tracking subsidies, admissions, really automating all of your paperwork, staff management, even payroll, schedules, sign-in and ratios, so that you really have this ideally all-in-one solution for you. Okay, and so you might be on here and thinking, "Oh my gosh, I've never used a technology platform before, or I'm using a different platform today, and the thought of transitioning can be a little bit intimidating. So I always just like to start here to share that we have what we call our roster upload tool, which will allow you to take any roster you have, even if it's like a picture of something you hang on your wall, you can upload it here, and it looks like a nice tech experience, but we actually just have a roster team that works on Brightwheel. And so they'll receive your file and they'll input all of your student and family information directly into the platform. So by the time you attend your first onboarding training, all of your information will be in here and ready to go. Even all of these fields on the student profile, we have a template on our website that you can use if you want to input some of this information. And then we will upload it and get it all set and ready to go. In addition, if you don't have it handy, you can even turn on a feature that allows family members to input this information. And so again, it takes a lot of that pressure off of you as the provider and helps to streamline the whole experience. You can also link all of your attachments here. So if your licensing check-in can be like a stressful time for you, I hear that a lot. This is a great way to just make sure it's all automated and organized. You have a PDF version of everything under the child's profile. You can upload it here. You can add an expiration date so that you also get alert when something's expired. The same experience as the child you'll have for your staff too. So if you have like background checks, CPR certifications, professional development credits, you can also include all of that in the profile and set the necessary expiration dates as well. Okay. So I'm going quickly, I know, I just want to hit on some of the hot topics. So the next one is sign-in and ratio. So this will show you how easy it is for families to sign in their children in the morning. They're able to scan a QR code, completely touchless. Their children pop up, they sign them in. You can also turn on additional features like collect a digital signature, help screen, depending on the experience that you want for your program. But this also shows you on the right-hand side how it's updating those real-time ratios live. So you could be at the grocery store running a quick errand and pull up your Brightwheel app and see exactly what's happening at your program. In addition, you can also run all the reports that you need here. So this is just an example of one of our attendance reports. It shows the student name, check-in date, time, an actual picture of their digital signature, and then it sums up the total amount of time that they were in care as well. Another thing I get asked about a lot is messaging, newsletters, and then SMS alerts. So this is just hopefully a good visual that shows you how easily you can message families through Brightwheel. You can also add things like PDF directly through messages, which is really different than just texting on your cell phone. So it's an awesome way to get communication out there, but also in mass. You're not having to message one-on-one, you can message in bulk. The SMS alert also allows the information to leave the app and send as a text message. This is great if you have an emergency, you have to close early for whatever reason, you can utilize that tool within Brightwheel. And then I was actually on a call earlier today where a provider let me know the newsletter feature is absolutely her favorite feature because she used to format newsletters in Word and it was a nightmare and took forever. And so this is a great way to utilize a template within Brightwheel and very easily share that information with family. And then this just shows how you can take photos and videos really simply through the platform. You're taking the picture, it's automatically timestamping, and then it's sharing with families live. You can also turn on a setting, families love this, where they get an email sent at the end of the day with every single picture you took, every single thing you tracked. So they basically just get a comprehensive list of what their child was up to throughout the day. Okay, and this is, I'm hitting a little hard on this item, but I just want to show all the different activities you can add here and how easy it is. So this is in health check. It'll allow you to select a single child, select all children, and then you can keep this information internally or share it externally. Okay, billing and payments. So billing and payments is probably our most robust feature. It is there to be flexible and to meet the needs of your program. Ideally, here you're able to see the financial health of your business. You can also customize the billing plans to fit your program. So this is going to show you how easy it is to say, okay, I'm billing my monthly toddler tuition. If you don't bill monthly, you bill weekly, change it to weekly. If you bill daily, change it to daily, bi-weekly, however you want to set it up, we can accommodate that. And it allows you to put a due date, the day you want the invoice to be sent to families. So you're really customizing that experience, which is unique. In addition, we have billing specialists, so don't feel like you have to do this alone. You can schedule one-on-one time with a billing specialist and say, this is how I want to get paid, this is how I want to bill my families, and they'll help you set it up. In addition, Brightwheel fronts the time from when we bill a family to when it receives you receive it in your account. So in a lot of these systems, it can take a few days for payment to process. But in Brightwheel, the money will be in your account the next day, so you don't have to wait. You can also manage subsidies in here. So the same way that you add multiple payers, you could add an agency. This allows you to very easily bill families for like co-pays, for example, to make sure you're really maximizing your collections as well. Okay. I see I have like 5 minutes. I'm going to fly through this. So we also have an admissions and application section. Here you'll be able to see, how many total students you have, how many prospects, how many tours. It really helps you to understand the whole health of your business. You can also see on the right-hand side here, the different types of applications and forms that you can create: for registration forms, questionnaires, contracts where they can add digital signatures. You can also do a document request when you request something specific from a family member, and they can actually upload that form directly to the Brightwheel app. So if you need maybe their physicals, they could upload that through that feature. This gives you a ton of flexibility to make sure you're collecting all of the forms that you need for licensing, but then all just the information that you want generally. It gives you a lot of customization there, and to make sure you're fully organized. You can also add families to a wait list, very easily move them around, and then invite them to enroll. It also allows you to project your open spaces for capacity planning. So you can see, oh, wow, it looks like I'm going to have an open space this day at this time. This really makes sure you're maximizing your total revenue that you can collect in your program. Education. Very quickly talk about our learning platform. It is very robust and it's actually new to Brightwheel. We recently acquired a company. It used to be called Mother Goose Time, if you've heard of them, but now their curriculum will be populating in Brightwheel. You can also add any curriculum of your choice. If you don't use Mother Goose Time, that is absolutely not a problem, or it's called Experience Curriculum now. You can still use all of these features and align your lesson plans directly to the Kansas State standards. This is what it looks like in the lessons. And then you can log observations so that you can run assessments and reporting based on milestones that the children in your program are hitting. Okay. And then the last few things I'm going to talk about is just staff management and then reports really quickly. So this is just showing how the exact same way that children check in and out in the morning, you can also have your staff check in and out that way. So it allows you to keep track for time cards, for payroll reports, and then also you can do staff messaging. It's a great way to build a community amongst your staff. Okay, and then reports. We have a bunch of canned reports, so reports that you can just kind of plug and play depending on the information that you want to collect. But something that's really unique about Brightwheel is this custom report builder. This allows you to select any field in the platform, and you can run a custom report, which allows you to get the information you want, how you want to read it. So it really gives you a lot of control on your program, for your program. Okay, 2 minutes. I'm going to finish right here and just say that we are so excited for this opportunity. And you can see here, this is just a little map that I pulled. There's a ton of providers throughout the state that are using Brightwheel today. And we're so excited to have more join this community. When I found out I was doing this presentation, I reached out to some of our longer standing providers and just asked, why do you like Brightwheel? Why do you use our tool? And these were some just quotes that they shared. And so I'll read a few. The first one said, our parents love the check-in, check-out process and the ability to pay online. I love the ease of record keeping that has saved me so much time. It has made our center function seamlessly. We are now able to implement Brightwheel in all our classes and communicate with parents right away. As a director, it is nice that I can send a message to all parents and alert them all at once. I can also upload documents for them to view, which is super helpful. I was using email for the longest time, and Brightwheel is so much easier. This one I love. Before we started using Brightwheel, our previous director handled billing basically by hand. We printed paper invoices every month and kept track of everything in a spreadsheet. I love being able to set recurring billing cycles and put charges in ahead of time. Last one, admissions has grown with Brightwheel as well as provided better incoming relationships with new families. And that's it for me. We're here for you. We're excited to welcome you. The team is so ready. So if you want to learn more, please fill out our interest form and we will reach out to you right away.
Thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate you hopping on and telling everybody about Brightwheel.
Awesome. Can I put the landing page in the chat? Is that?
I think with the chat is disabled, but we will make sure we get it shared out.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. All right. Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you. Okay, so up next we have, I think, Daniel from Playground will be joining us. Yep, there's Daniel, and Benny, it looks like, is also there. So they, I'll hand it over to you guys.
Hi, everybody. Fantastic to meet y'all. We are Playground. We're another one of the child care management systems, and we're super excited to present today, and we're super excited to be working hopefully with many of you guys in the near future. We are Playground. So I'm Daniel. I'm the founder and CEO here at Playground. Playground was actually built for my family. So we built Playground because my entire family is in the service of early childhood education. My mom runs a center with 400 students. She's also a professor of early childhood education. She teaches staff and directors and administrators across the entire country, helps with preschool management, helps build out STEAM and STEM curriculum, and she lectures. So have you been to talks? Hopefully you've seen her at some point. But also my aunt runs a chain of preschools. My grandma is a preschool administrator. My sister's an occupational therapist within preschool, and I have several cousins who run family childcare businesses. And so we built an all-in-one system in order to help them manage the day-to-day aspects of running their childcare management businesses or childcare businesses. So here you can see me with my mom interviewing her, going over some of the different aspects of things that she's learned in her over 30 years of early childhood education administration, and from her time as a professor. We'll share some of these resources with you guys as well as we go along. But our goal is to capture the entire child care journey. Every interaction you have with families, every interaction with your business within one platform. So that way you can handle all aspects of your business in one place and have a centralized place to manage all of that. So that way you don't have to go into a bunch of different softwares or move data there and back. It kind of just works. And so we take the analysis of the entire student's journey. So for example, if you have a prospective family who's interested in learning more about your school, making sure that they get the information they need to know if there's a fit, to managing your entire enrollment cycle, where you're able to handle all of the form collection, setting up the billing plans, requesting different types of care, managing like that actual tuition collection and billing plans. And then on the day-to-day piece, the family engagement and reporting aspects as well. So that way you can stay in compliance with all aspects of running your childcare business. Cool. So going to go into some of these different flows now. So first, we're going to talk about enrollment. So it's that time of the year, or maybe it's year round, where you have prospective families coming in and looking to find more information about your program. And so here you can see that we actually in Playground will create an entire listing for you where you can enter in all this different information about your different programs you offer. Maybe there's a winter camp, a full year tuition, full year program, or a summer camp. And then we'll give you a dedicated page that you could put on your social medias or use as your website in order to start tracking that enrollment. And so it's a full-on website that you can share with people, share a link. We'll give you a QR code if you want to have people scan it on your front door. Wherever you are trying to get leads or new families, you could share this website with them with all the information about your program, contact information, so that way they can learn more. Then when families actually want to come and register, you can create these custom applications, and you can, similar to a Google form, you can have people enter in all of the different information. You can get the students' names, the students' birthdays, all of their allergies, all of the guardian information, and any other information you might want to collect during your enrollment process. Then you can also set up any of your application fees, enrollment fees, tuition deposits, all of your billing plans. And so that way you can manage tuition directly through Playground and set it up, and families can select between, part-time care, drop-in care, full-time care, or whatever best suits their needs. Next, we've heard from many of you that paperwork can sometimes be a nightmare, and we want to make it really easy to collect, track, and manage all of that paperwork. And so you're able to upload all of your state licensing forms, you're able to upload any contracts you might have, and have families directly fill in those forms on the PDFs themselves and enter in their signatures too. And we create a paperwork packet per student where you can see all of the different paperwork that families have. And you're able to print that out if you need to print it out for physical copies, or you could keep it digitally for several years to maintain those licensing standards. Next, once those families apply, you have their billing plan set up, you have all their paperwork, you're able to actually go and manage that application process. You can go and manage the wait list, you can go and manage them as accepted, send out that custom communication. And one of the big things that we emphasize here at Playground is professionalizing the service of childcare, making sure that all aspects of your communication with families feels professional, feels like it's your branding, and it really comes from you and matches the kind of image that you're trying to portray to these families. Also, during enrollment, you get to plan their schedules. And so you could schedule these families to start a year from now, 2 years from now. If you're re-enrolling families, you're also able to start setting up all that infrastructure for next year far in advance. So that way, by the first day of school, you feel ready. All of the different aspects of your school are already set up. All the billing plans are set up for you. All of the paperwork is already collected, and all of your students are in the correct classrooms. Cool. Once your families have enrolled and they've signed up, you can start onboarding some new families. And so again, this is like kind of what the paperwork looks like. So if there's any additional paperwork outside of enrollment you want to collect, you can see they can literally type it in on this document. So all of these Kansas licensing forms are already pre-uploaded into Playground. So you don't actually have to upload any of these documents yourself. You could just click from a template in order to manage that. Families get full transparency into their bills as well. So one of the biggest things we hear is that managing billing families it takes up a lot of time, and it's a very uncomfortable experience. And so we try to digitize this entire process where families set up auto pay. During that enrollment process, they enter in a bank account or a credit card, and they automatically pay at each billing cycle for either their copay or their private pay tuition. They're able to see all of their statements directly through Playground for all of their taxes and other purposes. They can make payments in advance, and they can go and view all of the different charges and invoices that they've had in the past. Also, one other aspect that people really like is that we send out these billing reminders for you. And so it's the Playground system that is sending out those notifications, reminding you that your bill is coming due, reminding you that you have a bill due today, that there's an overdue balance, hopefully not, but all of that is managed for you through Playground, and it's set up during that time of enrollment as well. And yeah, it's very easy to collect payments. Parents find it very delightful. Oftentimes there's a lot less friction in all of those different aspects. And you as an administrator can go and manage those payments, go and very quickly edit any billing plans, any different types of aspects of that as well. All right, so what about the day-to-day of running your business with Playground? And so here we offer a daily check-in and checkout. You're able to collect signatures. Here you can see if family members have siblings at your school or whatever else, or maybe they're doing a carpool, you're actually able to even sign for them together as well. And so you can really quickly and easily capture those signatures, either using a QR code or a PIN code, or directly capturing that on your device as well. And you see these little confirmation messages as well that they can show you that they've actually signed. So that way you never have to chase down parents again for those signatures. We offer these real-time attendance reports. So this is helpful in two different ways. One is definitely for licensing. And the second aspect is that because we know who's there and who's present, we're able to help manage your ratios, manage your staffing, and help you predict whether you need to add more staff, or maybe there's open enrollment or open spaces. And we can go back and see, based on how previous attendance looked, what the future attendance will look like as well. Here for parent engagement, we're able to manage all of your communication with these families as well. So if you want to send out photos or videos, record different naps or activities, you're able to do that directly through Playground. You can see what this looks like on both the website and on the app. And so we do have a mobile portion that most families and teachers actually use directly in order to really quickly see all of these photos, share updates with families, and then receive those updates with families and actually communicate as well. We try to make this really familiar. My grandma, again, is a preschool administrator. And so we run all of our products and features through her first to make sure she passes the grandma test. Can my grandma figure out how to use Playground? If yes, it's probably tech friendly enough for anybody to use. She's very new to technology, and we wanted to make sure it felt like a friendly and familiar experience to her as well. And so especially on this communication piece, where you might be communicating with families very frequently, we wanted to make it feel very comfortable for that whole aspect. Here also, like I said before, you can also record other activities or milestones or standards for assessment tracking. We also have a bunch of other activity tracking for infants and toddlers as well. And then, yeah, like I was saying, you can track those assessments and early learning standards directly through Playground. You can actually even set up curriculum and lesson plans here as well in order to share with families as to what's going on day to day and share with them the milestones and like how their students are achieving against those milestones as well. One other aspect of communication and parent engagement that we like to emphasize here is our chat feature. You can directly send messages to any family, any staff member directly through Playground. And this makes it really easy if you don't necessarily have someone's phone number or someone's communication, you can directly message them very easily through here. And so you can turn this on for staff and parents to also plan their own play dates or after school activities or carpools or anything else as well. But also this is really useful. So that way, if you don't have somebody's number and there's an emergency, you can just very quickly communicate with them through Playground and they'll get a push notification here too. Okay, on the business management side. So this is a lot of parent engagement, enrollment, all these other aspects, billing. But there's also a lot of other aspects that to your business as well. For example, staff. If you have staff members or teachers who are helping you with the day-to-day operations, they can be assigned to different classrooms. You can set up the different roles. You can track their clock in, clock out time, and you can manage that entire aspect as well. You can record all of their trainings, all of their paperwork too. And so not only do we have paperwork for students, but we also have paperwork for staff, as well as all their attendance. One really cool thing that we love here at Playground is we have expense tracking. You can enter in your time-space calculations, you can enter in your business use, and we'll even send you a Playground credit card. So you can sign up for a Playground credit card, it'll have your name on it, and you can use that to separate out your business expenses from your day-to-day expenses. Yeah, I'll pull mine out right now. We use this also. And so you can see, like, you'll literally get a Playground credit card in order to swipe. Let's say you're going to the store and you're picking up supplies for class or food for the food program that you offer, you're able to track all of that directly through Playground using a credit card that will deliver to you. Cool. Also on that menu planning and food program piece, you can set up your menus, you can align those with the different standards, and we have full reporting for CACFP in order to ensure that you're compliant and you can get those full meal reimbursements as well. We also send out meal updates to families. So if you have fun photos or videos to share during lunchtime, you can share the menus that you're sharing with families as well as recording those updates and share it with them too. But yeah, specifically on the CACFP management, you can track the free reduced paid for the different students if you're running a center or your tier 1 or tier 2, depending on your setup for family child care, and you're able to track all of that within Playground directly. Here's some more slides on just reporting. We're able to show you exactly how many meals you served, what the total attendance was. If you're on a center, we show the breakdown for each meal type with each free reduced paid. So that way you can make sure that the amount of money you're getting back from the subsidy program is what you're expecting to get. And then again, pulling reports real time. We have hundreds of reports within Playground. You can actually even build custom reports as well in order to track all the different aspects of your business. So depending on what kind of information you need for licensing or for subsidies or for just running your day-to-day business, we have a report for it already. There's definitely a lot that we covered today. I know that the childcare management systems do a lot, and it's very easy to ramp up and start using 1 or 2 things and just start onboarding to the rest of it. But we do offer a whole host of different options to use within Playground to manage your childcare businesses. Here's a bunch of them on one screen, so you can kind of get a picture here. We'll share these slides as well. But then one thing I want to emphasize in terms of like the Playground way is we treat you like family, right? Playground was built for my family, and we treat each new person that joins Playground as a Playground family member as well. And so with that, we have unparalleled support and onboarding. We make sure that you feel like you are successful at every single moment while you're working with Playground. We only connect with you humans. We don't with real humans. We don't have any chatbots. Everyone's a Playground member. They're not working at other companies also. We have 31-second median response time. If you need to talk to a human, you'll get connected with the human almost immediately. They'll walk you through any of your issues. They'll hop on Zoom calls. You can contact us via phone number, via email. Our live chat is also great. We have also, if you prefer just to find out how to use Playground on your own, we have over 250 guides and videos in our help center for any of the different ways that you want to use Playground. If you're curious on how to switch somebody's billing plan, if you want to add a new staff member, if you want to send out an announcement to families, we have a video, we have text, and we have images to walk you through every aspect. In terms of getting started, we'll also import all of your data for you. So if you're coming from another system, if you just have it on paper and pencil, we have a way you can upload it, and we'll just add all of your data into Playground for you. So that way there's no entry on your side. Also, oftentimes people will enter their data through Enrollment, and so you actually don't need to do anything there either. But every customer within Playground has a person they can call to for customer success and someone to onboard them. And you'll have somebody's name, phone number, and email to support you through that whole process. Hopefully also you feel as though Playground is very familiar and easy to use. And so that also tends to be a big reason people come and join Playground, is because of how easy and familiar it is once you hop into the system. If you want to learn more, we're doing a Q&A and walkthrough every Monday at 12 p.m. CST. So if you want to hop in, you can come and join, and you can get walkthrough. We'll answer any questions there. And we're doing this every single Monday. We also do a host of other webinars as well. We did one today on using AI in your business and helping you supercharge all different aspects. And we share those materials as well. And so we actually incorporate a lot of those different aspects into Playground. And based on our questions and our conversations, we try to constantly improve the system. We're actually making between 10 to 20 updates to the Playground system every week. So you'll see a bunch of changes and fixes and enhancements based on your requests. But yeah, we have a huge family here at Playground, and we'd love for you to come and join. From talking to our customers, people have saved a ton of time in the day-to-day operations. They found that their mental burden is substantially less being able to use Playground. They're able to operate more efficiently. They have a lot more time to help with staffing, with the children, communicating with parents, and just offering higher quality of service. And so we'd love for you to join our Playground family. Here's a QR code if you want to scan now as well, but it's also just tryplayground.com/Kansas. You can find a bunch more information specifically about our partnership with Child Care Aware of Kansas. Yeah, thank you guys so much. This is all I have to present today, but we hope to chat with you soon and walk you through Playground and share what other benefits we have to offer.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I know that is a lot to try to fit it in 15 minutes. And I really appreciate you guys hopping on. We will make everything available after the webinar is over. So on our website, and hopefully be up really soon. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so before we hop really fast into Sarah taking over and chatting about the hubs, one of the things we wanted to circle back with you guys is, how do you guys get enrolled if you would like to choose either Playground or Brightwheel as a childcare management software? So there are a few options that you have. The first is you can contact the vendors directly. You can go to their website, either from a web browser or directly from our shared services website that is now up and running. And you can just click on one of the vendors. There will also be opportunities for group enrollment. As Daniel explained, he has Mondays. They will be available for an open session for you guys to hop on and talk with them about the program. They are very happy to schedule, both companies are very happy to schedule time to go over their program with you. There will be more information coming out soon, so we'll keep you guys updated and let everybody know as more of that information comes out. The other way to get enrolled is we do have our regional community consultants, as Sarah mentioned earlier, that have been training with both programs, Brightwheel and Playground, to provide technical support. That's a hard word to say tonight. They're going to provide technical support for the providers. So if you do decide to enroll in one of the programs, our regional community consultants will be available to help you through that as well. If you do not know who your regional community consultant is, we do have maps available online and on our website, and you can contact a Child Care Aware Kansas and we can get you connected with who your regional community consultant is. If you do decide to enroll in Brightwheel or Playground, part of the program, the shared services program, is the cost of the services will be covered for a period of 14 months. To qualify for the programs, you just need to be a Kansas licensed provider. And we will be working closely with the vendors to verify license status upon enrollment in their program. So with that, I am now going to pass it back over to Sarah to chat about the network hubs and what those are, and a little bit more information about the provider survey.
Thanks, Lizzie. All right. Oh, that's a lot of information, just all coming at us. So thank you all for just sticking with us. And again, the video will be accessible, so you can go back and rewatch any portion of this or share as you need. So let's talk a little bit about network hubs and how we're going to do this, how we're going to tackle this in Kansas. We are actually modeling our approach after a resource that is available called Opportunities Exchange. Opportunities Exchange has had the opportunity to work with quite a few providers and quite a few states on executing shared services. One approach that they have informed and shared about is a network hub. And we are interested in identifying and selecting network hubs, because really, no matter what services providers document as most important, a successful shared service network hub utilizes several opportunities and organizations for providers to get at those needs that providers have. So currently we have a request for application that is on our website that is available for a variety of different types of entities, organizations, and companies to go ahead and review and fill out. I believe the maximum page limit that we put on the RFA was about 15 pages. So it is not anything too hefty of a lift, hopefully, to complete. But if there is an entity or a partner that you all feel would be interested in becoming a shared service network hub, please offer to share the application with them. We are looking for hubs to be dispersed throughout the state. So here you can see the map of the learning community service areas. We are going to make sure that we have hubs located all throughout the state of Kansas to serve providers from one end to the other with the variety of needs that providers have. The application closes on June 23rd. And hubs will utilize information collected in the provider survey, which I will talk about next, to meet provider needs. So that is something that we are currently working on gathering, is the information around what providers need. We are doing this through a provider survey. And the provider survey is really that first step to understand the key and common issues in the local early childhood education community. While oftentimes private tuition rates, low subsidy, things like that are cited as a problem, the reality is often far more complicated and layered. So we are asking you all, we're asking providers to please take a little bit of your precious time and fill out the survey so that we can work together with the hubs to ensure that we are offering a range of services to you all that really will meet your needs. So how can you complete the survey? You can go ahead and scan the QR code right here on the screen. You can go to the shared services landing page on the Child Care Aware of Kansas website, We are also sharing the survey through our various communication channels over the next few weeks. The survey is, or the close date for the survey is June 19th. And I really would encourage you all to try to find some time and utilize your voice through that survey, because that is going to be one of the best ways you can share with us what would be most helpful from a shared service hub in your community. And then I would actually like to kind of wrap up my piece with a call to action for you all. So I would really love for all of us to walk away here today with a few specific action items that we are going to follow up on. One is to complete that survey, the provider survey, to inform shared service offerings. One is to reflect on which platform will best suit your needs. What features are you most excited about that you saw tonight? I can definitely identify a few that would have just thrilled me beyond belief if I were still in the classroom. Reach out to us at Child Care Aware of Kansas. Lizzie is here as the Shared Services Manager to help support you all. We also have an entire team behind the scenes working to ensure that we are best serving your needs as Kansas child care providers. Our regional community consultants are ready to begin working with providers today. So you can do that in a number of different ways. You can do that by joining a learning community, starting to attend those meetings in your area. Right now they are virtual, so it's rather accessible for providers to hop on as they're able and learn more. That is where a lot of this information, education, and content will be shared, is through those learning communities, through the regional community consultants. You can also receive one-on-one technical assistance and/or coaching to help support as you are rolling through this wonderful process with us. So that's my call to action. Sorry, Lizzie, I kind of shot from the hip there on that one, but I think it would be really wonderful if we could all walk away here today knowing our next steps. And with that, I would like to share that we will have Spanish resources for Spanish-speaking providers coming, and we'll also offer an opportunity for a webinar and some coaching and consultation for Spanish-speaking providers as well.
No, I appreciate that, Sarah. Actually, that does remind me to let you guys know that I will be joining the learning community meetings over the next month in the evening time. So you guys have the opportunity to touch base with me to ask questions specifically about shared services or anything that I can help you with. So please get in touch with your consultant and get signed up for those meetings this month. With that, I think that is everything that we have for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please don't hesitate to reach out with questions or suggestions or anything. Share that provider survey with your friends and the providers that you are familiar with. We want as much feedback as we possibly can, so these services can be led and catered to you guys. So thank you very much again for participating and joining us.
Thank you. Talk to you all soon.
Bye.